So we are going over the practice test, second one from Module 3. Most of these are actually review. There will not be as many on the actual test, but all the multiple choice questions are from the Regents exams. So you can actually have an idea of what it's like seeing questions from the Regents and how you can approach the multiple choice portion on the Regents. So this first one, the table below shows the average monthly balance in a savings account where no interest is given and Joe makes a deposit of $400 a month. Which type of function best models the given data? So we can go back and examine our table. We also can examine the information in the question. We know it's the average monthly balance in the savings account. No interest, meaning no percentage. And that he's making a deposit, the same amount, $400 every month. So we know by the fact that it's no percent that it's not exponential. We also know by the fact that it's the same amount every month that it must be linear. So then we're looking at it, is he adding to the amount or is he taking away? And since he's adding, it's a positive rate of change. Number 2, the country of Benin in West Africa has a population of 9.05 million people. The population is growing at a rate of 3.1% each year. Which function can be used to find the population 7 years from now? Seeing that percent there should make you think exponential. The fact that it is growing means it's exponential growth, so we should think the formula A times the 1 plus R to the T. So we know A is that initial amount. They tell us right here the initial population is 9.05 million people. So think about what million means. That's like 6 zeros. So all of these answer options, that A is written in this really funny way. It's just scientific notation. 9.05 times 10 to the 6th because million has the 6 zeros. And if we also put this together, just written out normal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my 6 decimal places. Rather than writing that number, it's just doing scientific notation. Same number, just a different format. So the A doesn't help us. The rate, that R, is going to be the biggest factor to help us. Remember, when we plug in a percent, we have to divide it by 100 before we plug it in. So that means I'm looking for R to be a 0.031. So 1 plus a 0.031 because the population is growing brings me here. Number 3. Which situation could be modeled by using an exponential function? Exponential. I am looking for a percent. I am looking for words that imply multiplication like double and triple. Or I'm looking for the words by a factor of. Those all go with exponential functions. Looking through my options, I have a percent right here. This is saying it's $20 flat fee with an additional $30 an hour, so the same $30 every hour. Cell phone has a base amount and then 20 cents per minute, so the same 20 cents every minute. Or the cab company, $3 initial fee, and then $2 every mile. And again, same $2 every mile, no matter what. Those 3 are linear because it's the same constant rate of change every single time. So number 1 is our only option. Number 4, which table represents a function? So you need to remember what it means to be a function. It means each x maps to only one y. So if I'm looking at a list of points or I'm looking at a table, I should not see any repeating x values. If there's a repeating x, it is not a function. So like here, the 2 is repeating, the 4 is repeating. That's not a function. The 0 x value is repeating, not a function. The 0 x value is repeating, not a function. So the place where they're all unique and different, choice 3. That's a function. Number 5, the graph of the function f of x equals the square root of x plus 4 is shown. the domain of the function is. So you can tell by your answer options, or you should just know domain goes with x. So if I look at the graph of this, I'm trying to describe where it exists for the domain. This closed circle here means it does exist exactly at that point. What is the value of x at that point? -4. And then the fact that the picture is drawn and going in this direction means that all of those x values exist. Am I getting larger or smaller when I move that direction? Because we know that they are getting larger, then I have to look over here. The important number is the -4. So that ruins choice 1 and choice 2. So they think, yeah, they had to be bigger than -4, but I still have that closed circle. I can be exactly equal to it. So choice 4 is. So what you should have noticed so far, we've not done very much work at all. All right, so since these are multiple choice for the regions, they aren't looking at your work. For me, I can still give you partial credit if you screw it up, and then you can jot stuff down, but for the most part, we have a lot of freedom here. This is another question. If you notice, we haven't been doing too much work where we can actually use our calculator. I know f of x is x squared minus 2x minus 8. G of x is 1/4 x minus 1. And for which values of x is f of x equal to g of x? So this is literally the important part. We're going to use our table, put f of x into y1, g of x into y2, and we want to find the x values where y1 has the same value as y2. So to begin, let's put them in. F of x is x squared minus 2x minus 8. G of x is 1/4 x minus 1. And I'm going to my table. Alright, so scrolling through, I want to see where do they have the same value. And I see it here. When x was 4, my y's have 0 and 0. Right here. X is 4, the y's have the 0 and 0. So one of my values is when x equals 4. And see x equals 4 in these two answer options. That eliminates 1 and 3. So then I got to figure out which other answer I have. Noticing in choice 4, it's got x equals 0. When I come back and check it to x equals 0, I see a y value of -1 and -8. Those are not the same. That means it failed here at 0. All that's left is choice 2. Number 7. Joey enlarged a 3x5 photograph on a copy machine. He enlarged it 4 times. The table below shows the area of the photograph for each enlargement. What is the average rate of change of the area from the original photograph to the 4th enlargement to the nearest 10th? So average rate of change should make you think of something in particular, that something is slope. You should know that slope goes with linear regressions. So we're going to use stat. Stat calc number 4 for a linear regression. What we have to pay attention to, it wants from the original to the 4th. So I care about these data points. So you're going to go to L1 and L2 to input the enlargement for L1 and the area for L2. So my original is 0, and then my 4th enlargement. Area of the original is 15. Area of the 4th enlargement, 36.5. Nope, sorry, 36.6. And so now I just have to put it in and do stat calc 4. So stat and edit. Put in my L1 and L2. Stat calc 4. You should know which letters represent the slope. Or the one in front of the x is our slope. A says 5.4. So the answer is choice 3. Number 8. A laboratory technician studied population growth of a colony of bacteria. He recorded the number of bacteria every other day as shown in the partial table. Which function would accurately model the technician's data? So I know the table they've given me, top row is x, bottom row is y. I know I also have a calculator. So we are literally just going to put each one of them into our y equals and compare the tables. So choice 1, f of t is 25 to the t. I'm plugging that in and I'm checking the table. So my first point given to me is 0, 25. When I check this table, it says 0, 1. That failed instantly. It's not choice 1. Moving to choice 2. It now says 25 to the t plus 1. And I compare my table. When x is 0, y is 25. That matches. Moving to 2. When x is 2, 15, 6, 25. That matches. Moving to 4, it says 9.7 E6. That's 9.7 times 10 to the 6. It's scientific notation. Does that match what's here? It actually does. To verify, though, I still should check 3 and 4. So, keep checking them all to make sure, because that's good test-taking skills. Checking my table, it says 0, 0, it doesn't match the one given, so that's out. And one last check. Again, I have the 0, 25, which is good, but when I continue, 275 does not match. So choice 2 was the correct answer. We'll continue from here in another video, so look for the practice test part 2.